100 shares of JEPI is $5,800 at today's price, and most investors think of this as a small position, not enough to really even matter, not generating any real income, just a holding and waiting to grow kind of thing. And that framing is completely wrong. 100 shares of JEPI is one of the most practically useful starting positions in income investing. It's the threshold where monthly cash flow really begins, where a covered call contract unlocks, and where you start experiencing firsthand what consistent professional grade options income actually feels like in your account. Here's exactly what 100 shares of JEPI does in monthly income, in 5 years growth, and in what capabilities it opens up that 50 shares doesn't. Let's start with the income in plain numbers, okay? Right? So 100 shares of JEPI at approximately $58 a share is a $5,800 position. JEPI's monthly distributions is approximately 40 to 50 cents a share, obviously depending on market conditions, okay? 100 shares, right? The distribution lands in your account every single month, somewhere between 40 to 50 bucks a month, okay? That's $480 to $600 a year from $5,800, an 8 to 10% annual yield. Fantastic. The first thing to understand about that number though, and it's real, it's current, and it arrives whether or not you're paying attention, right, that month at all. JEPI's covered call overlay generates options premium, as you know, from the professional management team and passes it along to shareholders as a monthly distribution. You don't have to do anything, obviously, to receive it beyond just owning the shares outright. The second thing to understand, though, is that income is primarily classified as ordinary income. In a taxable account, it's taxed at your full federal bracket. In a Roth IRA, it compounds, completely free of that drag. Where you hold 100 shares of JEPI matters as much as the fact that you literally hold it. But here's the framework for what 100 shares of JEPI is actually doing for you. The monthly distribution changes something fundamentally about how you experience the investment, right? A quarterly dividend like SCHDs arrives 4 times per year, right? You check in on it, you note the payment, you move on with your life. A monthly distribution arrives 12 times per year. Every month, there's evidence that the position is actually working for you. That frequency builds a psychological relationship with the investment that quarterly payments just don't. You start thinking in terms of monthly income rather than annual yield percentages. $45 per month feels concrete in a way that 9% annualized it doesn't hit that way. There's a practical side to this too. Monthly income gives you more reinvestment events than quarterly income. If you have dividend reinvestment turned on, you're buying fractional new shares literally every 30 days instead of every 90 days. That's 12 compounding events per year instead of 4. The difference in share accumulation over 5 years is not dramatic, but it is for sure real. And if you're in a phase right now where you need that consistent monthly cash flow rather than, quarterly lump sums, JEPI's payment schedule matches the way most people really think about their monthly budgets. At least that's how I like to think about it. Let's talk about the 5-year reinvestment outcomes though. With all distributions, okay, that's assuming all distributions reinvested and no contribution, here's what 100 shares of JEPI produces over 5 years. Starting with 100 shares, let's just say $5,800 position, right? Monthly distributions, 45 cents a share, reinvested automatically into new shares. JEPI's share price stays relatively flat. The fund isn't designed really to appreciate significantly because obviously the covered call overlay caps much of its upside participation. We know that. Year 1, the $540 in distribution buys approximately 9 new shares at $58. You end with 109 shares. Awesome. Year 2, 109 shares generating $588 in distribution adds approximately 10.1 shares. You end year 2 with 119 shares. Year 3, 133 shares. Year 4, 146 shares. Year 5, around 161 shares. Position value at 5 years, 161 shares, approximately $9,300. Monthly income from 161 shares, about 72 bucks a month. Starting with $5,800 after 5 years of pure reinvestment with no new contributions, you have $9,300 in position value and $72 a month in distributions. That's 61% growth on the starting capital generated entirely through the reinvestment of monthly income. But we gotta talk about my favorite, the covered call layer. Here's what 100 shares of JEPI unlocks that most investors literally don't even know about. 100 shares is exactly one options contract, which means you can sell a covered call on your JEPI position, generating additional premium premium on top of your monthly distributions. Well, as discussed in separate videos that I've done, JEPI's naturally stable price behavior, right? Because the funds, literally their own covered call overlay already is going to limit their dramatic upward moves, which makes it favorable for us covered call sellers. The probability of the share price, running significantly past, a conservative covered call strike is lower than on individual volatile stocks. It just is. A conservative monthly covered call on 100 shares of JEPI at strike 4 to 5% above the current price might generate 35 to 50 cents a share per month. On 100 shares, that's about, let's call it $40 a month, an additional premium on top of the 40 to 50 you're getting in distributions, right? It's totally worth looking into. Combined income, almost $100 a month from a $5,800 position. Annual yield of approximately almost 15 to 20% from two sources on the same exact capital. The covered call only makes sense at the upper Bollinger Band, at least for me. When JEPI has run to the top of its recent range and with a strike far enough above the current price that you'd be genuinely, honestly comfortable with the shares being called away and sold, not every month produces a covered call opportunity, okay? But in the months where it does, the combined income, it's compelling, at least for me. Let's talk about tax location, okay? This is the one variable that really changes everything about how much 100 shares of JEPI that you actually keep in your account. In a taxable brokerage account at a 24% federal tax bracket, the 540 in annual distributions generates $130 tax bill. After-tax income, $410. After-tax yield, about 7%. In a Roth, the full 540 reinvest tax-free. After-tax yield, 9.3%. Over 5 years, that's tax-free compounding, which produces noticeably more shares than the same position held in the taxable account. The decision of where to hold 100 shares of JEPI is as important as literally the decision to hold it at all. Inside the Roth, the monthly income compounds at full strength for as long as you hold it. Outside the Roth, 24 cents of every dollar gets consumed annually before reinvestment, okay? But here's the honest picture of this, okay? 100 shares of JEPI, it's a genuinely meaningfully useful starting position in the income investing layer of a portfolio. The monthly distribution, it's real, it's awesome. The reinvestment, right, starts to compound automatically. The covered call layer unlocks one options contract. The 5-year trajectory produces a really meaningful increase in both position value and monthly income for us. It's not a magic number. 100 shares is where you start experiencing these dynamics really firsthand, where the monthly payment creates some real feedback loop, between obviously your investment and your actual financial life. The path from 100 to 500 to 1,000 shares scales literally the same mechanics linearly, right? Where you hold it matters enormously. Roth IRA, full compounding, no annual tax drag. JEPI's income is strength fully utilized. Taxable account though, annual tax bill reduces the effective yield and slows that compounding down a lot. Start with 100, build from there, and put those 100 shares in the account where they work the hardest for you. I got some questions for you guys, as always, in the comments section down below. Number one, are you currently holding your JEPI shares inside a Roth IRA, or are you holding them in a taxable account? And have you ever calculated the difference in after-tax yield between the two of those? And number two, are you at or above 100 shares yet? And are you using the covered call layer on top of the monthly distributions as well? I would love to hear that down below in the comment section. If you're a beginner just getting started with all this, I do want to invite you to the full ARC Options Strategy Workshop. It's only 90 minutes long, and you get some incredible free bonuses just for attending. You get my 15 favorite stocks under $30, my 2 premium calculators, and my full trade log template. You'll find that as the first link in the description of today's video, guys. As always, sell options, collect premiums, repeat. I'll see y'all tomorrow.